Hi guys, in this video we are going to talk about shadows. Yep, you heard it right, the shadows. Shadows are very interesting when it comes to creating depth in your design or giving weight to a specific element. There are two kinds of shadows, realistic shadows or glows and the standard shadow, the grayish thing that we normally see. In this video we are going to talk about realistic shadows and I will make another video about standard shadows, so be sure to subscribe my channel in order to get a notification about that video as well. So instead of wasting any more time in the intro, let's quickly jump into the action. So these are the glows that I'm talking about. If you just notice the glow down here, or this purple thing, or the glow in the background of this image, or if you just notice in this design which is created by Ghulam Rasool, so on Ribble. So if you see the shadows over here or glows over here in this section or in this section, or same in for this design, so glows in behind these cards. So this is what we are going to create. So let's start with that. If we just normally see, if we apply the shadow, this is what we get. This is we are not after right now. We are going to create a shadow basically which mimics the original image or original content. So if you see down here, it's the same element but with less opacity, so it's not gray but it's alive here. So this is what we are going after. So let's create this design. I'm going to create a duplicate. I'm just going to create a blank screen here, and what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to copy this shape. And by the way, this shape is called a circle. It's not a square, it's not a circle, it's in between. I am going to create a separate tutorial on creating this shape, and be sure to subscribe to get that tutorial and learn how we can make these kind of shapes. So here I'm going to remove this gradient, and let's go for a solid fill for right now, and then we will add the gradient later. And then I'm going to copy this image, and let's paste this image here. So we have the image and we have the shape. So I'm going to select them both and just create I'm just duplicate this and create a mask. So we have our shape behind, and then we have a mask over here. And now let's apply the gradients to the basic shape. I'm going to select the shape, and let's go to linear, and let's keep that as it is, and choose the gradient for the bottom part. Let's make it a little bit kind of here. I think I like it. And then here I'll just lighten it a bit. So this is what we got. Now we are going to apply shadow to this card. I'm going to select both the mask and the shape and group it. And after grouping, I'm going to create a duplicate by pressing Command D or Control D. And once we have a duplicate, so now we have duplicate, and we have the original. So now on the duplicate, I'm going to apply 60% opacity over here. If you just notice, I just press 6 on the keyboard, so you can manually enter the opacity, or you can just use the keyboard. And once the opacity is applied, now I'm going to resize it about 80% maybe, so something like this. So now we have you can see a clear picture that we have duplicate and the original. And after that, I'm going to choose effects, and then I'm going to choose layer blur, and I will make it maybe 80. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this duplicate layer behind the original layer, and after that I will just use my arrow keys to adjust it. So if you just notice, we have the shadow, we have the glow. So if we just hide this layer, you will see that this is what exactly we have in the background. So if we show it again, I can just toggle this from this eye tool. So if you can see, the shadow is basically the blur. It's not the real shadow, it's the blur. That's how we make it look realistic, because now it's showing the actual color from the image, not just the shadow. So that's how we make these shadows. So for example, if I just want to if I just grab this image, a new image over here, and we can make this shadow on the images itself. It doesn't have to be only in the boxes, they can be anywhere. So for example, if I go to effects and layer blur, let me just duplicate it first, and then let me apply the layer blur on this. So let's make it something like this, and let's make it 60% and 80% of the width, and I will just place it down. So if you can see, we have the shadow for this image as well, but because this image has very sharp corners, so that's why the shadow doesn't look really good. But if it was some other image or some icon or something like that, so it would look really amazing. So now I'm gonna show you a few examples where you can use these shadows. So if you can see, by the way, the credits for this image are to Behance and Bruhatten, and if you can see, I've just created a few more examples for these shadows. And then if you want to use these shadows in your regular dashboard cards or in your mobile cards, so this is also an effect that you can use. Again, I'm going to make another video about the squircles, so make sure you subscribe to my channel to get that video as well. So this is another example that we can use. And then one more example that here is, for example, if you can see in the iOS, we have some kind of weather widget. So this is how we can make that weather widget, and we can create the glow. And one very important use that we normally see in the designs is creating the user avatar. So in user avatar, we can use this glow, and it will look way more amazing than just standard shadow. So this is it about creating the glow or the shadows, realistic shadows for the objects. Be sure to subscribe my channel, and I will be uploading more tutorials and tips every week, and you will really love those tutorials. So you can only get those once you subscribe my channel. So I will see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.